You guys want to meet my pets? So we're gonna start off with my invertebrates. This is the enclosure for my giant American millipede. His name is Mike. I have the scientific name up on maybe somewhere. He lives in this little, well, not little, one of the large critter keepers, and there he is. He actually isn't out very much. He basically just eats wood and like wood chips, like decaying wood, leaves, moss, and fruit scraps like apples and crap. You gotta give him some calcium supplements because gotta keep his exoskeleton strong, huh, Mike? Pretty much out of all my pets, he's pretty much one of the easiest because you can go. Sometimes you don't even need to give them extra food. Basically, all they need is moist environment, don't freeze them to death, and boom, they just live. He's also pretty big. There's my finger. He's also pretty friendly. They don't bite. They don't do nothing. They just chill out and they just munch on some leaves, and they're harmless. And I love him. All right, so we gonna put his lid back on and let him go back to doing what he does best. Alright, next up we got my isopods, isopod colonies. Where they at? They live under my bed. Again, like invertebrates, they're pretty easy. Oh, hey, look, there's some are right now. These are powder blue isopods. Come on, camera, focus. My shadow's in the way. What if I put it over here? Yeah, that's better. They are right in there. There's one right there. And just like millipedes, they just pretty much eat decaying wood and leaves. There's a few chunks of potato in here, but these guys in particular, is there any in here? Nope. I need about 60% humidity. You gotta keep one half somewhat dry, the other half pretty wet. But like isopods and most invertebrates, like these, isopods are actually crustaceans. They're pretty hardy and take a wide range of, what the heck is the word I'm looking for? Wide range of care. But yeah, those are my isopods. The other box of isopods, there's one there, and these are all still just powder blue isopods. I don't know if y'all want to count these as pets, but I got springtails too. I keep them in most of my enclosures. I got tropicals and temperates. Basically, I put them in, and they eat mold for me. So, not gonna give it too detailed of an explanation. That's basically what they do. As long as they got a moist environment, they're these tiny little white bugs. I don't know if you can see them moving. Come on, camera, focus. Yeah, there's some right there. Alright, so these are my purple pincher hermit crabs. I've had them for about half a year now. Look, this one's eaten. You like that? I feed them basically hermit crab pellets and hermit crab treats. This is just like fruit and stuff. Basically, they got I gave them fresh water, and I don't have their saltwater bowl in there right now. I gotta move it. I just redid their tank last night. But they get pretty big, and that's about right there. There's one there. I got two right now. Their names are Elva and Maxine. I don't know if they're actually both girls or not, but unlike the name suggests, hermit crabs are pretty social, so you want to have them at the very least two. I should honestly probably get more than two because they're probably lonely. But they need a temperature of about 75, 80 degrees, humidity of about 80%. Nothing below like 60. Right now it's kind of low, so we'll go get the spray bottle. Get that. And we're gonna give it a good mist down right now. I got it basically. It's 50% clay sand and about 50% Coconut fiber? Are you going into coconut? All right. You're not really. I know a lot of places will say, "Oh yeah, use calcium sand." No, calcium sand is bad. Pretty much for any animal ever. Don't ever buy that crap. It's terrible. But I use play sand that I pre-washed. It's like $5 for like 40 pounds. So, in coconut fiber you can get pretty much at any pet store. Sometimes they have them at hardware stores, but I don't know. I've never seen it, but yeah. There she is. Say hi. Say hello to the internet. And now, moving on from the invertebrates, here we have my first of my reptiles. Well, technically, they're my only reptile species right now, but I might get I'll get some other stuff in the future, but hi. This is Boris and Anya. They are northern brown snakes, also known as DK snake or just a brown snake. Now, I know what you're thinking, or what you're not thinking, or what people in Australia are thinking. Brown snakes, aren't those venomous? No, those are the Australian ones. Those are bitey. These dudes, nah, they just stay little. They just stay little and they're pretty friendly. I don't handle them, but like, that's because they don't want to be handled. I mean, they'll come up to the glass. Oh, okay, well, sure, make me a liar in front of the entire internet. But they stay pretty small. They eat like earthworms and stuff. They're about as thin as a pencil. You can see there's my finger for comparison. I give them a little I get them a little heat here so that they stay comfortable. They like to stay underneath it. Right now I just have this hood lamp right now, so you guys can see them better. But I keep them in a little, this 10-gallon tank right here. They got a bunch of fake plants. They got hides, got a log there, got a water bowl. There actually are earthworms living in this soil, so they can actually hunt naturally. So they got leaves, they got rocks in case they want to shed, which they do. Not want to, they have to. Where are you going? Whoa, exploring it out, huh? They got sphagnum moss, because that right there is their humid hide, and their dry hide is like their regular hides are right here in this grass and like plants. Ouch. Yeah, they're pretty easy to take care of. They just eat earthworms, so either I go outside and get them, or, which I don't entirely recommend, but I have a pretty safe lawn. We don't use any chemicals or nothing like that, but they're a pretty easy snake species to keep, and they stay little, so that's what I like. They don't get too big. Hi, say hello. You coming over and say hello? Yeah. Alright, let's move on. Alright, now we're getting into my favorites. Frogs. This 20-gallon enclosure paludarium holds my female northern green frog, or just the common green frog. I had a male, he took a big fat L. He died a couple months ago. He was in that video, the one that said the channel's still alive, which it is. I'm just mad lazy and I have work in school and grad, but you know how it goes. I have her in this 20-gallon enclosure with about a third of it land. Actually, that's less than a third, but it's a pretty good sized land area. And not only is she in here, but there's a red rosy minnow in there somewhere. You gonna come out? Oh, is that you? Oh, there he is. Yeah. I honestly thought when I bought it, it was just gonna get eaten. I had 5, well, I think I had 4 or 5 in here, but they all died except for him. I also got 2 ghost shrimp. See if I can find, I don't know if you can see him, but there he is right there. Come on, camera. Focus. Kinda. You can kinda see him. There he is right there. This one of the ghost shrimp. I don't know where the other one is. He's around, but her name's Eloise. She's a pretty decent sized frog. She's about maybe the size of the palm of my hand. Probably, actually, she's bigger. They've got a reptile filter behind that plant right there. I got her on some coconut fiber, sphagnum moss, and some cork bark. I just put this in here last night, actually. I think it looks pretty nice, and she is already hiding underneath it, and she can go on it. Got some golden pothos growing in there. One of the hardiest plants I've ever seen. They can survive being completely submerged in water and completely without water at all. I have not watered that plant since I put it in there, and it's still doing great. I'm gonna move the hood light so you can see. That one right there. These ones up here, I haven't watered them once. I don't know if that'll happen with you, but I've noticed how how good they are. They survive in tropical, they survive in this temperate one. This is a bioactive setup. Well, actually, all of my setups are bioactive, but I got isopods, springtails, and earthworms in here. And they eat mold, poop, with the waste. I don't really know if I got much more to say about that, but yeah. That's Eloise, my green frog. Alright, next up on my exotic pets. These are my newest of my animals in my room. These are fire-bellied toads, and regardless of the name, they're not toads. They're just regular frogs. I got them in a 10-gallon right now. I got 2 of them. Their names are Ash and Ember. They eat pretty much what every other frog eats, like crickets, worms, pretty much any bug. They're called fire-bellied toads because the bottoms of them, the camera's not going to show you, but is a bright orange, and there he goes. They got this little filter. It's half land, half water. They got this, I don't remember the name of that plant. It's not doing too well. I mean, it's alive, barely. But they do pretty well at room temperature. I don't know if the video just froze there, but I got some moss in here. They do, like I was, well, wow, oof, I have severe ADD. Like I was saying, they do pretty well at room temperature. You don't need to give them extra heat. You can if you live in an extra cold climate, but it stays at a nice 70 in my house, so they don't need it. They got a little bit, about 1.5 inches of water here. It looks brown, but it's not dirty. It's just from the wood and the cocoa fiber. I forget what the effect's called. It's like tea. I don't know the word for it, but yeah, they got the half land set up. It's called the paludarium. They got some mopani wood right there, and this one I think is spider wood. I don't remember, but most of the time they just kind of chill on the log or right over here. Sometimes you catch them on land. Sometimes I catch them on top of that plant. But out of all the frog species I've had, these are probably the absolute easiest that I've ever kept. Well, I mean, not to say that Eloise is hard. Actually, I used her light. I'm using her light for this right now, so you can see him. But honestly, out of any frog you could ever get, I'd recommend getting these kind as a starter because they're easy. They eat very well. They don't need a super elaborate setup. They don't need extra heat or UVB lighting like some reptiles do. So I would do some research into these if you're thinking about getting frogs or exotic pets, because these are good starters. Alright, let's get to the next one. Okay, so this 10-gallon tank houses my Asian banded bullfrogs, also known as the chubby frogs. Duly named so because they're pretty chubby. My chubby frogs, I have 2. They're named Nugget and Dumpling. You can't really see them right now. I'm gonna get a glove on and I'm gonna take one out so you can see them. Okay, so I got Dumpling out. She is a female chubby frog, or Asian banded bullfrog. Full frog, yep. As you can see, they're quite round, quite chub, huh? Look at your face. They're in the family of narrow-mouthed frogs, do you know? Because they got a pretty narrow mouth compared to their body size. She is probably scared right now because she was like, "What the heck? I like it up there." And well, Dumpling, it's okay. It's okay. You just gotta say hi to the internet people. Nope, I don't think I want to say hi to the internet people. I think I want to go over here. No, you gotta say hello to the internet. No, I don't have to. I'll show them my butt. That's what I think of the internet. Well, if you say so, Dumpling. Yeah, anyway. They're brown with these, like, lighter colored, what the heck are they called? Stripes! Oh my goodness, I'm having a stroke, guys. Going down their body. And I just can't get over how round they are. I can get out Nugget if you want. You gonna just chill out there? Let's go get your buddy. Let's go get Nugget. And this is Nugget, my male chubby frog. As you can see, he's a little bit smaller and he's got lighter stripes. He's also smoother than Dumpling is. And he is not happy to be out, huh? No, I'm not. Get that camera out of my face. Whatever you say, Nugget. Jeez, you gotta be so hostile to me. They eat just smaller crickets. I mean, they can eat bigger crickets, just he doesn't like to. He's a very picky frog, he is. Dumpling will, but he will not. He says, no, He will even eat fruit flies. He'll take a fruit fly over a cricket. Won't you? You saw I will. I like the taste better. Well, if you say so. Their enclosure is also bioactive. We got isopods and earthworms and springtails, all the goods. Don't we, Nugget? I think I'm gonna climb. Don't go on my arm, man. There's oils over there. That's gonna hurt your skin. I don't care. Maybe I'll just stay here then. Okay, good. And what the heck was that? Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. So these are, I've had him and her for almost a year now, and careful, champ. Careful. Here, you wanna go over here? You wanna go over here? They're a pretty decently sized frog. They don't get too big. This is about as big as Nugget's gonna get for a male. The way you can tell he's a male is because of his throat is a darker color. I don't think you're gonna be able to see it because you kinda can. It's a little darker. Dumplings is much lighter, but you can find these at pretty much any, come on, focus. Focus. What camera? You can find them at most pet stores. I got them from a reptile specific store. I believe he's captive bred because he was around $40 and he was pretty small. So they weren't. So overall, I really enjoyed them. And lastly on our animal list, we have my American green tree frogs. These come from, as the name suggests, America, North America to be precise. These tree frogs do not get that big. This one right here is about max size. This one over here and this one down here are pretty much full, they got a little more growing to do. Their names are Snap, Crackle, and Mushy. I've had them for only a few months now, but I really do enjoy having them. I got them in this converted 10-gallon tank with a front opening door. Ooh, squeaky, isn't it? They got a couple of plants in here. They got some pothos, which you already know I like a lot. Some vines. I don't remember the name of this plant. They got a water bowl here, and I feed them small-sized crickets because they really can't eat much else because of their tiny little mouths. Yes, look at that butt. I made that background out of cork bark, some driftwood, and a lot of moss. I had a bromeliad in here, but it big died. I don't know why. I'll have to do some research on that. I made this stick. It's just a stick wrapped in moss and some thinner moss. Like I said, they got their water bowl. It's got a false bottom. You cannot see it, but it's there. And I feed them every other day. You gotta do some calcium supplements. They got a heat pad on the side here, nice and warm for them to keep them from freezing to death. They got the thermometer hydrometer combo right here. And it looks like this one's yeah, no, they're all asleep. And yeah, my American green tree frogs. So those are my exotic pets. Gosh, I didn't really think of coming up with an outro, huh? I'm not gonna say like, comment, subscribe. That's kind of been done. I mean, you can if you want. Kind of an awkward guy.